Hey guys, today I'm coming in with a video for one of my favorite casual decks in Duel Links, and I apologize for my voice ahead of time. Came down with something wicked, some sort of flu. Anyway, so I'm going to be sounding a little weird. But besides that, let's go ahead and jump right into this deck. So we're using OG Jaden for this one, and like I said, this is just casual. But this is using one of my favorite skills here, Generation of Heroes. And what this does is this just gives you a pile of heroes to work with. So at the beginning of the duel, add 15 elemental hero monsters to your extra deck. Also, the following effect can be used once per duel if you control one of the following monsters. Set one skyscraper to your field from outside your deck. It can only be used, the skill can only be used if you begin the duel with a deck, including extra deck, that contains at least 17 elemental hero monsters, including any of the following, or all of the following. So a wingman, and then the classic 5 elemental heroes that Jaden uses. So there's the 5, and there's the skyscraper. So let's go ahead and go over this deck. And to activate this skill, you don't even need to main deck a Flame Wingman. This guy works, Infernal Rage, which I highly recommend for the deck. Infernal Rage, I think, is a super rare. And the box it's in is escaping me right now. But if you play heroes to any extent, just go ahead and dig for that one. And let's go ahead and get into it. So of course, first we have 2 Stratos, which is going to be one of our primary playmakers, or spell and trap removal. Only playing 2 of him. You can play 3 if you want. Let's say you only have 1 or 2 emergency calls, maybe play 3 of that. But he's not the important starter, actually. I would say Blaze Man's the more important starter, because this deck doesn't have a reliable way to grab polymerization, like with a skill. But anyway, so we got the 2 Stratos, 2 King of the Swamp, mainly for searching out the poly. You can also use it as a fusion substitute for something like Flame Wingman, anything that has 2 specific monsters listed. Crosskeeper for some draw power, or if you want to, special summon a Stratos with Crosskeeper and normal summon a Blaze Man for the poly, you can do that too. But this one's always great to have. Winged Karibo, which is a favorite card. This can be searched out with our Infernal Rage. The 1 Liquid Soldier, also for the draw power. This card works great for Winged Karibo. So let's say you make Infernal Rage with Liquid Soldier and a normal monster. Go ahead, grab the Winged Karibo, and then you can just discard that for Liquid Soldier's effect and just keep whatever 2 cards you drew. Because Winged Karibo can just be special summoned from the graveyard. We got 2 Blaze Man. Blaze Man is our primary playmaker. So I've got 2 of these, which you can nab in the one of the structured decks for heroes, quite older one. But this will let us get into grab our poly. He also has a secondary effect here. Let's see what it is. Oh yeah, here we go. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except fusion monsters. Also send 1 elemental hero monster from your deck to your graveyard except Blaze Man, and if you do, this card's attribute, attack, and defense each become the same as the monster sent to the graveyard until the end of the turn. So you can use this skill to... you can just, dump Soldier if you want to get that in the graveyard for a Miracle Fusion play. But I rarely use the second effect. The first effect is the important one, just grabbing poly. Next we have Elemental Hero Necro Shade. This one you don't need for the skill, and it's a level 5 that doesn't really do anything. I'm just playing this one to kind of keep in the spirit of this being an OG Jaden deck. And also, you will get your extra deck stuffed with some monsters that do need him for fusion, so I'm playing that one. Vision Hero Vion. If this card is normal to special summon, you can send 1 hero monster from your deck to your graveyard. Again, you can dump Liquid Soldier if you want. And then, yeah, the second effect, once per turn, you can banish 1 hero monster from your graveyard, add 1 polymerization from your deck to your hand. So just another way to get poly in the hand. Bubble Man, solely for, just the ones we have to play. Wildheart, another optional card, but I like the effect unaffected by trap cards, and he gets a nice boost from Sunrise if you decide to play him. And he can also go into some fusions that you get from the skill. And then we have our core 4 normal monsters, the elemental heroes. And we have 3 emergency call, which this one can be nabbed in Rainbow Overdrive. If you do want to play heroes competitively, I do recommend digging through that box a few times. You can also get Forbidden Droplet from that box, so, you know, if you want to play heroes and you want Droplet, there's no reason not to dig through that box, so just, yeah, go ahead and focus on that one. 1 reinforcement of the army, just to search out any warrior monsters we might need. Typically, I'm going to be looking for Blaze Man with that one. 2 Miracle Fusion, which can be searched off of Sunrise. 1 favorite hero can also be searched off Infernal Rage's effect. And this is an equip card. This one's pretty good. So it has to be equipped to a level 5 or higher hero monster. And if you control a card in your field zone, which we will because of the skill, the equipped monster gains attack equal to its original defense. Also, it cannot be targeted with card effects. At the start of the battle phase, you can activate 1 field spell directly from your hand or deck. That's irrelevant. We don't need that one. The important effect is when the equipped monster attacks and destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can send this card to the graveyard. The attacking monster can make a second attack in a row. Next, we have the 2 Polymerization for our fusion. 1 Pot of Acquisitiveness. This is actually quite a clutch card in Elemental Heroes. I don't see this one a lot in competitive hero decks, mine included. Despite the good synergy it has, like target 3 banished monsters. Let's say you're just playing a hero deck that only plays 1 Sunrise. That's a really good way to recycle the Sunrise. You know, you can target 3 banished monsters and then draw 1 card. You can obviously send back the Sunrise. Plus you get the card draw, and it's a quick play spell, so that's nice too. And then we're rounding it out with the 2 Scrap Iron Scarecrow. This really can be any trap that you want to. I just like Scrap Iron because it helps. It's good to help stall in case you have a bad hand. But if you want to play something more in line with Jaden's classic decks, you can always play like Draining Shield or something like that. I only have 1 of those. But anyway, Scrap Iron, that's what I went with. Let's move on to the extra deck. We have Infernal Rage. Must be Fusion Summon. If this card is Special Summon, you can add 1 card with favorite in its name from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can tribute this card that was Fusion Summoned using a normal monster as material. Special Summon 1 level 7 or lower elemental hero monster from your deck or extra deck that cannot be normal summon set, ignoring its summoning conditions. That's the main thing we want. Tribute this, and you can just Special Summon Sunrise. It also lets you get access to some of the classic elemental hero monsters that your extra decks can be stuffed with. Excuse me. Next we have Elemental Hero the Shining. This can be made with 1 hero monster plus 1 light monster. This one you use less in the deck, but you can make it with like Sparkman or Wing Karibo, something like that. But he gets a nice boost, 300 attack for each of your banished elemental hero monsters, which we do a lot of banishing with Miracle Fusion. And then when it's sent from field to graveyard, you can target 2 of your banished elemental hero monsters, add those targets to your hand. So if you do have something like, if you have Liquid Soldier and Stratos banished, and this gets sent to the graveyard, you can grab those 2 back and easily restart your plays from there. So that's really nice. Just make sure not to miss activation timing with this one. That's real easy to do. Great Tornado, 1 elemental hero monster and a wind monster. Of course, you can make that with Stratos. And if he's Fusion Summon, have the attack and defense of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. Great effect. Nova Master, this is a decent card. You can make this with an elemental hero monster and a fire monster. And if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, draw 1 card. So this is something you can make easily, like let's say you have Blaze Man, you grab Poly, you can go ahead and jump into this to get a card draw. 2 Sunrise in this deck, which is just really good in this deck, lets you grab Miracle Fusion. And then also, the second effect, when an attack is declared involving another hero monster you control, you can target 1 card in the field, destroy it, and both of those are once per turn. Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, another one that was added pretty recently, and this is actually newer in the TCG as well, if I'm not mistaken, within the last year or 2. This is one of the best elemental hero cards they've ever made. All you need is a hero fusion monster, elemental hero that is, and then one warrior type monster, and you can use as many materials as you want. It gains 300 attack for each material you used for its summon. This card can make a number of attacks on monsters each battle phase up to the number of fusion monsters used as material for its summon. And then after damage calculation, if this card battled the monster, destroy that monster and inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its attack, so nice burn effect. And if this fusion summon card is destroyed, special summon one warrior type monster from your hand or deck. So that's a good secondary effect there. But awesome card, great in elemental hero decks. Go ahead and play that. It's a super rare, that one's real easy to get. And then we have Elemental Hero Core, which you can make with 3 elemental hero monsters. Once per turn, when this card is targeted for an attack, you can make this card's attack become double its current attack until end of the damage step. That's a great effect. At the end of the battle phase, if this card battled, you can target one monster on the field, destroy it. And then its other effect, which is also great. If this is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one level 8 or lower Elemental Hero Fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. So if you do make this guy using another fusion monster, then you don't have to worry about it getting destroyed and, you know, not getting anything for it. You can go ahead and just summon something back, like a sunrise. And then we'll round this out with Vision Hero Trinity, which can be made with 3 hero monsters. And this doesn't have to be elemental hero, so you can fuse this with Vision Hero. And then during the turn this card was fusion summon, its attack is double its original attack. This fusion summon card can attack 3 times during each battle phase, and it cannot attack your opponent directly. So that's it. That's the entire deck. Just a nice classic Jaden deck. Again, not competitive. You know, if you want to take it into casual duels, mostly I use this for just grinding, whether that's grinding at the gate manually, or you just want to auto against some computers. This is a really good deck, and, you know, it doesn't lose easily, let's just say that, because the skill's pretty passive, so you don't need it to make the whole deck cook. You know, the computer can figure it out for you. Anyway, let's jump into the event that's going on right now. It is April of 2026. So if you played the last KC Cup, my condolences. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it was really bad. Excuse me, I am losing interest in competitive. Hence why I'm making this video. Alright, so let's get into this duel. Generation Heroes, that's going to fire off right away. There goes our extra deck filling up. 24 extra deck cards. Alright, let's see what we got here. Nope. Little lag there, sorry about that. Alright, let's go ahead and activate the King of the Swamp. We'll grab Polly. And then let's... Let's just play Vision Hero in attack position, and then we can send... Let's send a normal monster. So I'm going to go ahead and send Sparkman. Then we can use Polymerization to grab... Or sorry, we're going to fuse Sunrise, and we'll use these two guys here. Fuse the Sunrise. And we'll activate Liquid Soldier. And then second, we'll activate Sunrise to grab the Miracle Fusion. Ooh, that was lucky. We can pitch the Wing Karibo. And then let's go ahead. I think we can actually make... Oh, we can, yes. We can make Infernal Rage with a normal monster and Liquid Soldier. So let's go ahead and make that. That'll let us grab Favorite Hero. Add that to our hand there. And then now that we have a Wingman on the field, we can activate our skill to set Skycraper. Go ahead and play that. And if we want, we can actually tribute this guy and go into another hero monster, but we're going to hold off on that for now and just end turn. He's going to set to activate the Continuous Destruction Punch. So, let's go ahead, play Stratos. We don't need to grab anything, so we can just destroy that Continuous Punch there. And then we will activate Infernal Rage. Let's special summon. Anything we have? Oh yeah, here we go. We can make Dark Bright. Does a little piercing damage. We'll set Scrap Iron. And then we will activate the favorite hero to put on Dark Bright. We'll have Dark Bright attack the face down. 2,600 big ones there. And he gets switched to defense position, actually, so be careful of that when you're using favorite hero. And then we will attack for game with Sunrise. Also, sorry for the lag. I do not know what's going on right now. Anyway, there's the first duel. Got our bonuses there, nice. I'm gonna skip all that dialogue crap. Don't care about any of that. Gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of Zexal. I think it has probably Yuma's design is terrible. It's just ass. I think the aesthetic overall of that series is just not great. I just don't like that one. Nothing against Xyz though. I do like Yuma's deck. Xyz is cool. There is a Zexal game for the 3DS actually, if you've never played that one. Oh, she didn't play anything. Okay, let's just set Scrap Iron and then pass turn. A Follow Wind. We're gonna negate that with Scrap Iron there. Okay, let's activate Emergency Call. We will grab Sparkman. Then we will play Stratos. We are actually going to get cooking with a big combo here. Let's grab Liquid Soldier. Discard King of the Swamp to grab Polly. Then we'll play Polly, and let's make Infernal Rage with our Sparkman and our Liquid Soldier. That'll let us activate Liquid Soldier, then we'll activate Infernal Rage. So we'll grab Favorite Hero, and then we can discard the Crosskeeper, he works in Graveyard. Now with Infernal Rage on the field, we can get our Skyscraper there. Yeah, let's play Rhoda. I drew into Rhoda. Let's grab Vion. What else can I do? Oh, yeah. Let's make our Sunrise so we can grab that Miracle Fusion. Oh, and we can play Crosskeeper. Got the Miracle Fusion. Let's return... Actually, we'll return a Miracle Fusion because we can search that one out. So play Miracle Fusion. Let's go ahead and make Dark Bright, actually. Actually, no. Yeah, let's make Thunder Giant. We can make that with King of the Swamp. And then we can activate his effect. Let's pitch Clayman, and we'll destroy that guy there. Good stuff. Put Favorite Hero on Thunder Giant there. That brings him all the way up to 4,300. Let's attack with Stratos. We'll use Sunrise. Go ahead and get rid of that field spell. And we'll attack in for big damage here, 4,300. So yeah, that one actually showed off a pretty decent combo. Once this deck starts cooking, it can do some cool stuff. Ooh, 20 gems there. Love getting some gems. Alright, let's take this into the gate. Let's see if we can play something a little more difficult here. Let's go up against... How about the Gore? We might have something a little harder. I do wish the Gate had some more difficult opponents. That would make grinding a little more fun, but... They did add auto grinding, though, to the Gate finally. You get 10 per day, which is super nice. It helps a lot. Alright, nice. Good starting hand. Okay, let's grab... What do we want to grab? Let's grab Sparkman. Yeah. And then we'll normal summon Blazeman. That'll let us grab our Poly. Then we'll use Poly to go into Infernal Rage. And we'll use these two guys. Use that normal monster so we can use his second effect. Grab Wingkaribo. Activate the skill while we have Wingman on field to play the Skyscraper. Let's activate Crosskeeper, and then we can summon this guy in defense. And then we'll go into Sunrise, which will grab us the Miracle Fusion, and we can activate Crosskeeper's effect. Okay. Let's return... I don't know, what should we return to deck? We don't really need Wingkaribo. Do King of the Swamp to grab another Poly there. Just thin the deck out. And then let's play Miracle Fusion. And this time... Oh, we can go into something fun here. Yeah, let's play Shining Flare Wingman. We've got King of the Swamp in the graveyard, so we can actually use him as a fusion substitute. Then we'll set the Scrap Iron. And there you go, you got a nice nice big field. He's going to special summon the Veil Onyx. Alright. I'm going to put 2 there. Okay, his effects are negated, but we can still send something to graveyard if we want. Oh no, you can't. Okay. Sorry, my bad. Alright, let's go ahead and make... I think we can make another... Yeah, let's make another Sunrise. With these two. Then we can get that card draw off. So we'll get the Liquid Soldier, and then we'll get the Miracle Fusion. And then we'll draw 2 here. Let's pitch Necroshade, because we can actually go... I think we can use Necroshade for a fusion. Oh, nope, we don't have enough juice. That's okay. Let's go into... Oh, you know what? We can get nutty with this. Let's make Wake Up. We can use this guy, this guy, this guy. Huge attack on that one. Even better. Let's set him up with this. 6,200, beautiful. Alright, so we can attack in here. We don't even gotta activate that, to be honest. So he's gonna, yeah, we're gonna, could have seen that coming. He's gonna take the 800 burn damage. Don't need to activate that. That's going to activate that effect, okay. I think we can just attack in for a fat 6,200 here. So yeah, 6,200 on the duel score, that's pretty good. But I just love playing this deck because you have so many options and you can actually build a big field without having to rely on just a really cheap skill. Which, as you know, so many skills now just give you a lot of cards, which I don't really like. It's not that fun. Let's play this guy. See if he's got anything worth playing against. You're from Duel Academy? Okay, this is interesting. So we can go ahead and let's grab Stratos. Good start there. We don't need Blazeman since we already have Poly. So this will let us start out with a very nice play with the Liquid Soldier. And we will make Infernal Rage with Sparkman and Liquid Soldier. Okay, this time we are going to grab Wing Karibo. So that's good discard fodder here, so we'll just gain 2 cards. Pitch that one. Let's activate the skill before we get rid of Infernal Rage on the field. Activate our Skyscraper. Let's pitch for another Poly. Okay, we're going to hold on to these 3 for a follow-up play. Let's go into Sunrise to grab Miracle Fusion. And what else do I want to play? Let's just sit on that, see what happens. I know a lot of these opponents don't pay anything. Okay, he's got 2 back row at least. I don't know if anything's going to come of it. Okay, first off, let's make... I don't think any of these cards can pop back row. Which is kind of funny. Like, oh, here we go. Wild Heart and Avian. Oh, we don't have any of those. That's disappointing. Okay, let's make the OG. We can make Flame Wingman. And then we'll set Scrap Iron. I don't know if his back row is going to be anything. Let's make Dark Bright. He can do a little piercing damage. And then let's attack the face down. 600 piercing damage. He gets switched to defense. And then we'll attack in. We'll use Sunrise to hit one of the back row. And attack in for game. Nice. So yeah, another really cool field we built up with that one. Still don't have OG Jaden to level 45, but I do have Jaden Ubel up to level 45. Anyway, I think I showed off enough for today. So that's the deck. Let me pull it up on screen here again if you want to just take a look at it. I do have... There's a lot of cool casual decks you can make with Jaden's skills. God, sorry for the lag. I don't know what's going on with this today. Like, another fun one is Miracle Draw, which gives you 5 greed. So that's a fun one. This is like a mass change deck. This one's always really fun, and you can, you know, play the Vision package to get Vion and stuff like that. So yeah, that's another really fun one. But anyway, if you just want a fun casual hero deck, try this one out. I love playing this deck. And yeah, that's about it. So, until the next one, I'll see you guys later.